Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Folks, we are on book 4 of the Young Jedi Knights series, and this one is called Lightsabers. Now in this book, all the kids are making their own lightsabers. Finally, the time has come. The kids have been begging for lightsabers. I forgot to tell you this, but they've been begging for lightsabers. In fact, in the Shadow Academy, Burkiss was like, "Oh, you want lightsabers? Sure, here's some lightsabers. Go at it. I'll give you lightsabers. You want a loaded gun? Here you go, kids. I trust you." That's one of the things he was using to kind of turn the twins. But anyway, Luke does admit that, we probably ought to get your lightsaber training ahead of time, because now that we know that the Shadow Academy is out there, it's probably best you start learning lightsabers. So finally, the kids are going to be swinging around them lightsabers. And what kid doesn't want to swing around a lightsaber? So they're all busy working together, putting their little lightsabers together, and everything's coming along quickly except for Tenno Ka. She's having issues with her lightsaber. And she decides, man, everyone else is almost done with theirs. I don't want to be last. So she just slaps something together real haphazard and goes out and practices with that. Now, it's a faulty lightsaber. And so as they're practicing, as they're dueling and everything, and she's dueling with Jason, her lightsaber is going to flicker and then go out. Now it happens where Jason is kind of pressing down on Tenno Ka off an attack. And so when it finally lets go, his lightsaber just goes right through her arm, right here, and just chops it right off. Amputated. Of course, it's cauterized, It's a lightsaber, but automatically just chops off her arm. And you're reading and you're going, wait, what? Folks, this is a young adult story, and it has someone getting a limb chopped off. I asked Kevin J. Anderson what his favorite Young Jedi Knight book was, and he said Lightsabers, because of this moment. He said, when they allowed me to cut off Tenno Ka's arm and then show how someone has to deal with that type of handicap, he said, was just a powerful story, and I loved every minute of that. And I have to agree with him. It was a great moment, because what happens is time freezes. Jason's like, what? Tenno Ka's like, what? Everyone's like, what? And Luke, immediately, he didn't pause. He runs to her, grabs her, and then rushes her, like speed force runs. This is back before episode 1. He does a speed run through the forest back to the temple to get her some medical care, and of course to alert her parents, because remember, Tenno Ka is kind of a political ally, and we really don't want to say, oh yeah, your daughter kind of got messed up in a lightsaber. We had a little lightsaber accident, ma'am. You don't want to hear that. This could impact relations between the New Republic and the Hapens, right? And Luke knows the importance of this. He doesn't want anything happening, so he's there to take responsibility. It's his academy. Tenno Ka is very honorable. She knows she is the reason. And she goes, no, it was not Luke. It was not anyone. It was my fault for my, stupid, I'm bullheaded and everything. But anyway, she gets called back to the Hapen cluster, where she, her family's royalty, so she has to sit there for a while while they think what to do with her. Now she's a little depressed, right? Because she only has one arm now, and she knows it's her fault. Her grandmother wants her to get a prosthetic that looks just like a regular hand, like Luke had, but she doesn't want that. She wants to remember her little nub as a reminder of what her carelessness cost her. And there's a great scene where she's trying to do her hair and do stuff and she feels a ghost arm and everything. So what it's like to be an amputee for the first time. I agree with Kevin J. Anderson. That's a really powerful scene. And it was a good scene as well, as she's trying to learn how to do things on her own and not have pity for herself. She refuses to take pity for herself, even though the twins come, and Lubaka comes like, hey, we're just going to sit around, hang out with you. You okay? Jason is just beside himself, because he's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Because he likes Tenno Ka. Of course, he and Tenno Ka, have this love-hate relationship right now. He tells her stupid jokes and she doesn't laugh, and that's still going on through all the books, by the way. Jason's just one stupid joke after the next. But anyway, while they're there with Tenno Ka in her house, the royal family has some problems, because there are people trying to assassinate them. In fact, they send these Bartok assassins, where these, I think they're insectoid assassin aliens, coming to kill them. And of course the twins, with their new lightsabers and everything, help fend off the attacks. Now, Bartok assassins we have seen, chronologically speaking, a long time ago in the episode 1 adventures written by Ryder Wenham. A writer knew about this story, and Lightsabers said, hey, I'm going to take those assassins and put them here. Because, hey, if that's a race of assassin aliens, let's see them again. So chronologically speaking, this isn't the first time we've seen them, which is really cool. Even though publication-wise, I do believe this is the first time. But anyway, so they're fending off and defending her family and saving them time and time again, which, by the way, this instance will also come in to play later on in future books. But so after that's over, they find out who the traitor is. Of course, there's got to be a traitor, right, in their house, and solve the mystery. And Tenno Ka decides that I want to go back and train at the academy. That's my home. That's where I belong. You know, she's like, okay, you know what? I had my little pity party. I don't like being around all these people. She really doesn't like her grandmother, who's kind of scheming still, just like Princess Shoulder's mother, right? She's still a schemer after all these years. And it was good to see her too. Dave Wolverton and Kevin J. Anderson have a phenomenal relationship with each other. And so Kevin J. Anderson borrows heavily from Dave Wolverton's, Dothamir books, which really hadn't been explored that much if you think about it, publication-wise. And so this kind of just renewed that interest of like, oh yeah, what happened to those Dothamir witches down there? Oh, one's now helping run the academy. There are others down there too, and and then other things like that, just kind of connecting the stories together. It's really awesome. Lightsabers is a fantastic novel and definitely worth your time. If you don't know, I love this entire series. But yeah, I would agree with. I don't know if it's the best one. I don't know. Let me wait till I review all these. I don't know if it's the best book of them all, but it definitely was an epic book. All right, folks, that's it for now. I'll see you next time with another video. Oh yeah, the contradiction. Thanks, I forgot. Hey, thanks for sticking around. I forgot to mention there's like a little contradiction here that kind of bothers me. It takes place when Luke kind of says an offhand comment to the kids like, I haven't seen Brakis since he left the academy. And you're thinking, no, you did, during New Rebellion, remember? And this is a shame because Kristen Catherine Rush's book came out, I believe, like 6 months to 8 months after Brakis came out. These books came out, I think, in early 96, and her book came out in December of 96. Now, Kristen Catherine Rush was also a friend of Kevin J. Anderson's, and she wanted to connect Brakis into her books. And Kevin's like, yeah, do that. And so they had this idea that they had met later on during her story too. And that, Brakis was going to get away. Nothing was going to happen to him because later on he'd be in the Shadow Academy. It's supposed to be one of those connections. But it ended up being a contradiction because of that one comment that Kevin J. Anderson wrote about Luke, saying, yeah, I haven't faced him since the academy. Yeah, you did. And so that's just kind of a shame. It was just carelessness on Kevin J. Anderson's part that they kind of missed that, because because anytime a character is borrowed from someone else, you usually, common courtesy is among Star Wars writers to ask them if you can borrow their character. And since Kristen Catherine Rush and Kevin J. Anderson were good friends, they had no problem with that. But they couldn't get the stories together. Kevin forgot about what was going on with New Rebellion, or maybe Lightsabers had already been written, and he just forgot to tell Kristen Catherine Rush, oh wait, no, I put a comment in there that they haven't met since the academy. Either way, it is an unfortunate contradiction, but that doesn't really make the book bad at all. It's actually a really good book. All right, that's it. See you later. That's the end, for real. Go away. Thanks for staying. Fade to black. Folks, we are on book 4 of the Young Jedi Knights series, and this one is called Lightsabers. No, it's not. Hold up.